Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video, we're going to be learning on how we can create this in CapCut. So without wasting much of your time, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is to open Photoshop, or you can make use of any photo editing software of your choice. In this case, I'm making use of Photoshop. So I'm going to first drag in, or I can use the pen tool to create in the first element. Create a new layer, and I'm going to fill it up with black. Now I'm going to delete the part. Make sure you keep every element in a new layer. The next element, I'm going to drop this layer below it. Now I'm going to fill this layer with yellow. Now I'm going to create a new element below this one. I'm going to create another layer in between the two yellow layers, or I can just duplicate this, Ctrl J, and drop it in between the two. I just have to lock this, select a black color, and use the bucket tool to fill this up. And I'm going to create a new element to this. The next thing I'm going to do is to give this color a shadow below here. Select the layer and create a darker layer of this orange color we just made here, a darker color, and just gradually paint on it. We will do the same procedure for this other layer. We're just going to go a little bit reddish and just paint on this, and a brighter yellow paint over here. I'm still going to do the same painting for this side. Now for this layer, I'm still going to do the same thing, and I will paint yellowish over here. I'm just going to create a black element here, and we can as well create a different layer as well, and just fill that up with black. Remember, every element has to have their own layer. And now the next thing we're going to do is to save every layer one by one. Make sure to save them as a PNG file, meaning no background. So you just have to save them one by one without any background. I have gone ahead to save the whole element. So I'm going to import everything down to CapCut. And now what's left for me is to keep importing them one by one according to how they were arranged in Photoshop. So background first, I'm going to drag in the big sail elements, that's the bigger element. I name it according to how I feel I need them. So I've gone ahead to arrange the whole thing, and now let's animate this. So the first thing I'm going to do is positioning. I'm going to position this. So for this, I'm going to create a keyframe right here, which is for position. I'm going to set this here, and I'm going to go forward and drag this backward. So when I play that, it's going to come in like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is to create a mask layer for this other layer. So now I'm going to create a layer, a mask layer. So I'm going to use the rectangle, and I'm going to leave this right here. So as this is dropping, this is stopping, this is going to start, I'm going to push this a little bit further, and I'm going to move this backward. So this is what is going to happen when I play this. So for the other one, as this is dropping right here, I'm going to start the next animation, which is the tail, which is this one below here. That's where the next one is going to start from. So I'm going to add in a mask, but the mask is going to be horizontal. The position, I'm going to leave it right here. Push this a little bit further. For this first position, I'm going to raise it up like this, and it's going to go, the animation will be like this. Just need to rotate this like this a little bit. So this is what we have. So far so good. Alright, for the next stuff, I'm going to create a keyframe for this basic position. I'm going to create a keyframe, and I'll push it to the front a little bit. And now I'm going to raise this up so it will be visible. Alright, like this we do, and we are going to have something like this. And the next thing I'm going to do is the 50% element. So I'm going to also make a mask layer. I'm going to mask it by using the horizontal. And the front position, this is, I'm just going to leave this right here and create a keyframe, and I'll push this to the front. And now I'm going to drag this up, and let's play what we just did. So alright, that's perfect. Came out perfectly. Came out perfect. There's a bit of a problem because we don't want this black to show. We don't want it to show. So we're going to make use of opacity to hide that. So I'm going to go to opacity and set this at 0, lock keyframe, and set this to 100. No, sorry, I'll still leave it as 100. Then we can come over here and set this to 100. So now when we play that, we won't see it. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is to animate the debris, these broken pieces. I'm going to create a keyframe here, but I'll bring this out and drag this down to 0. And let's see what we did there. Okay, so now I don't want it to show as well when it's coming out from here. So what I'm going to do is to use opacity as well. So I'm going to lock this down to 0. Let's still lock this. And when it gets to this space, we kind of bring it out. So this, let's see what we did. Okay, so I'm going to drag this to the front again. Cool. I can't really copy this keyframes. I don't think I can. So meaning I will just have to create the whole thing again in this other one, which is for this. Alright guys, I'm done with the other side. So next thing I'm going to animate is this speed line here. So that will be the position. I'm going to leave a keyframe here and just drag it to the front and leave it right there. So now I'm going to drag it to the back like this. And also I'm going to reduce the opacity, and when it's right here, I will add in opacity and just increase it right at this stage to 100. So we'll have something like this. I'm going to create a keyframe here, then go back and drag this to the other side. And now I'm going to reduce opacity right here. Also reduce the opacity right here. Still leaving the opacity at 0 right there, so I'm going to increase it here to 100. Alright, let's see what we did. Alright, that's perfect. So now we need to start adding text. I am going to go over to text layer, and for the first text, which is the big seal, I'm going to create a new. Let me just drag it to this point, add. So I'm going to write this big seal, perhaps big seal. Let me see if I can change. I'm going to leave this here like this. And for the seal, I'm going to reduce the size. Okay, this is okay. So I think I want to change this seal. I'm trying to look for. Alright, this is not bad. I'm going to leave it at that. Now for this big, let's just give it yellowish color like this. Alright, so now let's create an animation. The animation will be easy because there's a default animation right here that we can just make use of. So let's see. Alright, this is perfect. Let's see what we did. Okay, this is good. And for the other one, it's going to be limited. Okay, I would have done the 50. So I need to bring this. I need to drop this here, and I'm going to Control C and Control V, drop this right here. So what I'm going to write for this is 50%. 50. I'm going to leave it at 50. I can drag this here, but I'm going to remove the animation so I can see what I'm doing. Text is going to be black, and I will scale this down there. So I'm going to also duplicate, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. For this time, I'm going to put a percentage sign, and I'm going to move this, but I will scale it down again. I will bring this down a bit again. So I'm also going to duplicate this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. But what I'm going to write for this one is off. 50% off. So I need to put this in place. 50% off. So for the animation, I think this will do. Let's see. Same thing with this. The same thing with the off. So let's see. What's going to happen here is limited time. I'm going to Ctrl C and Ctrl V, but I'm going to turn off animation, and I'm going to increase the size a little bit. I'll drag it down here. I'm going to say limited time only. I'm going to drag this in place, and let's see if this branch like this, what is going to happen to this. Can't really tell. Okay, let's see this one. Okay, this is perfect. Limited time only. And for this, after this, we have shop now. So I'll say Ctrl C, Ctrl V. I'm going to say shop now. So I'll drag this down here. I'm going to go animation and turn off animation. Now for the colors, I'm going to give you white for now, so you can see what we're doing. We need to make this an italic word. Alright, so this is perfect right here. So for our animation, let's see what we gotta give it. Animation, let's see. Okay, this is perfect. So let's see what we've done so far. I'm going to select all of these and cut them off. Same as the background, I'll still cut this off. So it's going to be a loop. There you go. And that is how to create motion graphics in CapCut. It's a bit tough and difficult, but we did it anyway. And if you like this video, please subscribe and leave a comment if you really like this video. And if you learned something from this, subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. Thanks for watching.